All right, welcome back, everybody. Like Adrienne said, we have Stan the Man
Tourangeau.
and Jeff Ost. We don't know what Jeff's nickname is. We could give him one.
We could give him one. We gave Eddie one.
Yeah.
So Rick says he was a cameraman doing pro sport. Oh, Bruins, Celtics, Red Sox, Patriots. Way too serious for me. No one
Yeah,
had fun.
that would be way
It would be.
hard.
It would be a great learning experience, but
Yeah.
yeah, we're not that serious at all. I mean, we're serious. We're serious about what we do.
Yeah. I mean, we try to put out a good product, but we're
It's
gonna have a good time doing it.
it's billiards. It's when we're doing the higher level tournaments. I mean, like this kind of stuff. We are a little bit more serious than when we're doing like the amateur stuff. That it's just
Yeah, it's a different animal. So.
But
All right.
it's way different than ESPN broadcasts of like the WPBA and stuff like that.
Yeah, true that, homie. All right, so Stan has given way to Jeff. Apparently, Drew Down Cali played his first match on that table right over there.
Here. Okay.
And didn't come say hi because he was too nervous.
Too nervous to say hi to us?
I guess. I don't know. Oh my God, he totally fits in with us. He totally
Rick,
fits in with us.
When are you moving out here?
Seriously. He's as bad as Wired Space. That's awesome. Gotta love it.
So this is Stan Tourangeau. For those of you who don't know him, he is Canadian. Originally from Alberta, but he lives in BC now, British Columbia, Vancouver area. He said, I was talking to him earlier, he said he just got back from Alberta. Went up there to see family and stuff like that. And he was like, oh man, it is just too cold.
Well, I was talking to my sister a few weeks ago, and she wanted to know when I was going to come home. Because I had mentioned something about coming home for the holidays, because I usually have a slowdown. And she's like, are you still coming home for the holidays? I said, are you kidding? It's Ohio in the winter. Are you nuts? That's way too cold. Snow? No, thank you. Holiday would be like July. When I know it's going to be warm.
No, we don't give vacation time. Your vacation is working with us. That's
Yeah, I was just going to say the work is the vacation at Rail to Rail TV. Where else could you interact with crazy people like the intern and Wired Space? Oh, it was almost a really pretty shot by Stan.
so. Does he get extra marks for almost being pretty?
Wow, I'm going to tell him you said he was almost pretty.
No, I did tell him today that he reminds me a lot of my dad.
Your dad was Native American? Well, Native?
There's
He's not from an American tribe. He's from a Canadian tribe.
Do you know where my dad grew up?
No, I don't.
Upstate New York, just about on the Canadian border.
Oh, okay.
No, my dad has the same, or had the same face structure. And, yeah, and a lot of his expressions are the same as my dad. So he'll do something and I'll be like, oh, that's just like my dad did.
He doesn't look anything like my dad.
No. It's one of those, doppelganger things, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
But, yeah, he reminds me a lot of my dad.
The older I get, the more my signature looks like my dad's.
The older I get, the less I
Is-
care about what my signature looks like.
I've never really cared about what my signature looked like. So.
I'm like, what can I scribble fast enough to get to be done?
That would have been funny too, Rick. Your dad had a ponytail?
No, my dad would have had to have hair, not a ponytail.
Okay, protect the camera. Stan is going to jump toward us. Actually, I would trust him. He's using, I think he's got an Ernie Amore
He's
jump
got
cue,
it.
doesn't he?
Yes, he does.
That purple heartwood is just gorgeous. Oh, didn't quite get up over the 7 ball. So,
Yeah, it makes me feel so much better when I see them miss that too.
oh yeah. Yeah. I would do that all the time if I actually jumped. That's why I don't
Well,
jump.
occasionally, you know, they do it occasionally. You know, people who are learning do it a little bit more often, but it's one of those things. You go, you get your jump cue. This is the thing that always strikes me as funny. You know, you look at the shot, you turn, walk around the table, you go, you get your jump cue, you're rack, and everybody's kind of anticipating this jump, right?
Yeah,
you know?
I mean, you got to put it together. You got to make sure it's chalked.
yeah,
So there's, there's some
Antici-
production that goes
so
into
there's
it.
anticipation too, you know, and then either you don't get over the ball or you don't. So it's like anticlimactic, you know. But then if you get over the ball, you make the shot, you know, and everybody's like, oh wow, that was really cool.
And yet, you always made fun of me when I was taking those shots. Like, why'd you take that shot? Because it looks cool.
Well,
so what you're saying is the reason you jump is because it looks cool.
No, the reason I jump is because I'm in trouble.
I'm just giving you a hard time because I can. It's what I do, you know.
Generally, when I put my cue, I like to actually put my jump cue together when I'm setting up for a match. And getting ready.
So you don't have to put it together later?
Well, I put it together so I don't have to use it.
Oh, it's one of those.
It's one of those. If I put
Okay.
it together, most likely I won't have to use it.
Okay. All right.
But if I leave it in my case, yeah, I'm going to have to pull that sucker out. And it's going to be one of those, there was one match where I jumped probably 16 times. It's like, let's jump practice today. Yeah. And you know how I like to kick. So it's like,
Well, you're a good kicker.
hey,
Maybe you should apply to be the Seahawks kicker. You might do better than Blair Walsh.
Will they let me use my cue?
Maybe. All right, so Stan goes up 2-0 over Jeff Ost.
Honestly, had we been better prepared this morning when we got here,
I.e.
And-
not forgotten a couple of critical pieces of equipment.
and me having to drive back and go get them, yes, I could have probably done that. But
Yeah, we do apologize for no online brackets. Normally we do an online bracket program, but that site has been removed, so
yeah,
it's no longer available to us. So
it's kind of sad.
yeah,
It's very sad, actually.
and we did not have our ducks in a row.
Yeah, I can do a PDF of the bracket, but to do it, I have to set everything up and put all the names in and all that kind of stuff, and it takes time.
Which is really why we need another intern,
Yeah.
to remind us of these things that we forget.
I was hoping he'd come and teach us how to actually do this right.
Come on, you act like we don't do it right.
I think we do pretty good for neither one of us having a communications degree at all.
None whatsoever.
Never have
The
stepped
closest thing either one of us have to a communications degree is the fact that I'm a political science major. That I have a bachelor's in political science.
and I have a bachelor's in business management to go with my accounting degree. Yeah.
Is he gonna? Okay, good. He got around that 6. Not sure he's particularly happy with where he ended up, but well, thanks, Rick. We're glad you're enjoying it.
Yeah.
We've learned a thing or two in the last 6 years.
Yeah, we've been rail to rail for 6 years, but we were actually streaming for a couple of years before that. And being a non-tech person, or at that time it was nice.
You're a self-taught techie.
I am. I don't do programming though, so I just like devices. I meant like phones, tablets.
I know. I know.
She's in the gutter again, I swear. That woman lives down there. I'm surprised that you...
I just had this mental picture of you as Inspector Gadget. That's what I was laughing about.
It'd actually be kind of cool.
Right? Oh, ouch.
Ooh.
Ouch. I thought for sure he was going to come up just above that side pocket and come out perfect on the 8, but instead he hit the point of the pocket and scratched. So this is giving Jeff an opportunity to not only get on the board, but actually start controlling the table. Because he will have
I hope I didn't jinx him.
Yeah, I hope not either.
Now I can give him the score.
You are so lucky. Okay, so Jeff Host is breaking. No, I am not muting you. You went there all by yourself, so you're just going to have to laugh it out.
Well...
You're the one that went there. I was thinking about, because never mind. I'm just not even going to talk to you anymore. So, Jeff misses the 2. That's going to bring Stan up to the table. Don't look at me in that tone of voice.
See, you are going to talk to me. 2 in the corner. You come off the top rail, come back over. Get the 3. I think the 3 will go on the side.
That's what I was just wondering, is if the 3 was far enough off the rail that he could take it in the side pocket.
I think you can.
Yeah, it's going to be a little bit of a touch shot. Pace is going to be the key here.
Let's see. He's going to look at it, but this is what he's looking at here. And it'll go.
Oh, yeah, he's got plenty of room. It's pocket speed. And does the 6, can you change camera angles? Oh, never mind. We can see it. The 6 definitely goes by the 7.
Mm-hmm. He's been following this to avoid
Yeah.
the side pocket.
Yep.
Then he'll come off the side rail and come back over for the 7 in the same pocket. Back out for the 8.
Very nice.
And he's got a little bit of angle here, so he's just going to bump off the side rail.
Mm-hmm. Perfect. Perfect, perfect. I was thinking about this the other day. For those of you that watch us regularly know that Adrian and I both play a lot of APA. And in the league that we play in, there's a lot of sixes, a few sevens, fewer eights and nines, because...
Oh, you're talking
the-
about 9-ball.
Yeah. Well, even 8-ball, because there's eights in 8-ball, but
No, there isn't.
it goes up to 7, sorry. Sorry, 7s, 8s, and 9s.
Whitley.
Whatever. Just relax. Just let me make my point and quit trying to interrupt me. So, so mostly you don't get to play those higher skill level players very often because there's not very many of them, right? And so you think, hey, wow, 6s are really good. And then you see a 7 or an 8 or a 9 playing. You're thinking, wow, I stink at this game, And I always feel that way when I watch guys like Stan and Danny and some of the other players that are here. It's like, wow, these guys are really good.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, and the thing is they're not the top in the world either.
No.
So there's not a lot of difference skill-wise between Stan and Shane, or he's still in that same category. It's just his is just a smidge, like a quarter of an inch lower, kind of a thing. It's the differences.
Yeah, it's really just you don't really think about how good these guys are until you haven't seen them for a while. And then you're like, oh yeah, they are really that good.
Oh yeah, they are that good. And it's good to see Nick out playing.
Yeah. Nick Kruger from Canada.
No, not that Nick.
Not that Nick.
Oldham.
Oh yeah.
He's an APA player that's finally stepping out of the handicap and getting in with the big dogs in the area.
He's a good guy too. Oh, he's going to get too close to his work here on the 4, I think.
You can make it work. It'll go on the side. And looks like the 5 will go past the 9 into the corner.
This is this guy's actual name. If you want to put it in the... I just put it in his chat handle, but if you want to put in the rest of it.
Okay. She's going to make me work now.
Yeah. That was a nice shot by Jeff. Came out nicely for the 6. Get the 6 in the corner. Come off that bottom rail and over, or just straight up. Ooh. It might have been a little too much. He heaved a big sigh there. Ooh, double kiss of death there. He hit it a little too thin, and then his cue ball came off the rail and cracked the 7 again. So he hasn't left much for Stan. Stan's got a little bit of angle on that 7. He could cut it in the corner. He could maybe bank it. I think he's going to cut it. Was he going to get stuck behind that 9 ball? I think maybe he might have been trying to do that, but Jeff plays a safe back. He's given a touch of an angle to stand on that 7 ball. Stan's just trying to create distance. Leave that 7 and on the up on the rail. Trying not to give Jeff much to look at. Would you oh, never mind. You're on the right angle. Never mind.
Well, here, let's look at this one real quick. Well, now you just moved in the way, but you can see how far off the rail the 7 is.
Right.
It's tempting to try and bank this back in the corner. I like
past the 9.
past the 9. It'll
Yeah.
go. It will
Yeah,
go.
it'll definitely go. I like that shot.
I like just cutting it over into the corner. We're playing the safety on the other side of it.
Safety on the other side
You come off the left side of the ball
as he's looking at it.
as he's looking at it,
Okay.
yeah. And bring that cue ball around 2 rails and back down to the bottom rail. He's going to get some love off the 9, but didn't quite make it good enough.
If he'd been able to clip that 9 a little thinner, that might have kicked it into that corner pocket. All right, stands back up at the table. An opportunity to take a 4-1 lead if he can make these last 2 balls. Wow. All right, Stan goes up 4-2 over Jeff Ost. All right, so Stan got a ball on the break. Two down table.
Yeah, Rick, 1s and 2s are fought over out here.
Yep. How do you think Adrienne got stuck with me? I used to be a crappy player.
Yeah, now she's a 5 and have to boot her off the team.
Okay. A, she did not boot me off the team. I left willingly. And B, she's been giving me a ration since I decided to start my own team. I actually thought you were going to call Andrea and be all mad at her for, you know.
No. It needed to happen. I mean, we're getting too top heavy, but
Yep. Nice shot. what?
But
Oh, I thought he was shooting the wrong ball. For some reason, I thought it was the 6 ball that was over here on the side rail. And he made the 5, and then I thought he was shooting at the 7 instead of the 6, but it's the 8.
I see it. Yes, Rick, it's cold in Washington too, but we don't have frigid temperatures.
Not usually.
It's cold as in 38 degrees.
That's very funny.
He's going to play it safe here. Tied up. But that's not going to be good enough. He can come in behind the 2 and kick at this. Or he's going to go the other way. He kicks it.
Yeah. Going the way Stan went, made sure that the cue ball got in that mess of
Yeah, you
stuff
want to put
down
the cue ball
table.
over there, not the 1 ball. Where the way I was originally thought to go, it would put the 1 ball over in that mess. So this way he keeps it out. And doesn't tie it up and make it, game last longer.
Yeah. Somebody told me one time you always want to hide the cue ball, not your object ball.
It depends on how the table's set up. Sometimes it's just much easier to hide the 1 ball, move it to a different area. So it's just, it just really depends on the table. But for the most part, yeah, I hide your cue ball.
So what are you doing here? Just pushing that 1 ball deeper into that mess, or
No, I'm coming off the right side and putting the cue ball down by the 9 ball.
Okay.
So
the
one
right
ball's-
side is he's looking at it.
Yeah,
So he's burying the 1 ball.
Yeah, see, I wouldn't do that because
Well, from what I can see, it looks like Stan can just cut that 1 ball into the corner pocket. He didn't get it close enough to the.
yeah, also Stan can also carry him off that 1 and into the 9 and make the 5 ball.
Yeah.
He's got a lot of different ways.
Look at you coming up with crazy white lady shots.
No, it's just one of those. You're making the ball here, put a little bottom on it. You push the. All he has to do is push that 9 over in that mess. But.
Well, that worked out for Jeff. Stan was not able to make the 1 ball. he pushed it closer to the pocket, and looks like he's got a little bit of a back angle on the 2 that will get him over to the other side of the table for the 3.
Now this is where I wish we had an overhead camera to be able to actually see what that cluster looks like.
Yeah. Hey, Snooker, welcome.
Hey, Snooker.
Happy post-Thanksgiving to everybody that just joined us in the chat room. New friends and old friends alike. This is our last broadcast of the calendar year.
It is. Did you ask this one?
Yep.
Okay.
That was the one that our new intern answered.
Alrighty then.
You want to advance it?
I'll get there. It's
Oh, okay. I was going to show you the easy way to do it. All right, so Jeff is definitely going to run into the 7 here, I think. I don't think he can avoid it because of where the 4 ball is. Ran into the 7 and the 9. Don't think he complicated either one of them too much. Would you hit that button twice? Go back one. Those 2 words should be flipped. I think. Right, so Jeff was unable to make the 6 ball. So Stan just potted that, and he's going to make the 7, come up for the 8. And then the 9, and he takes a 5 games to 2 lead over Jeff. So I have a question for those of you in the chat room that play BCA. Out here in the Pacific Northwest, we are going to start going by Fargo rates for team play, and our local BCA division is going to go by Fargo rates for singles as well. So it's all going to be genderless. It's just going to be based on your Fargo rates. So my question is anybody else out there doing that, and what do you guys think about it? I personally am a fan of the genderless singles division.
Yeah.
And we have a question about who the woman is in the back.
They're asking about Emily. That's
yeah,
Emily
Duddy.
She's moved back out here. She's after spending 7 or 8 years in New York. She was on the TV show The Hustlers. She played on the WPBA. She plays on the NAPT.
She borrowed money off of me once. I'm such a card I should be dealt with.
You're such a card. You should be shuffled.
I think that's number 2. We'll see how staticky he is.
What's staticky?
Staticky. Hi, Ramil.
Hey, BFF.
How you doing?
Recovered.
You recovered?
Recovered.
Good.
Recuperated.
That's good. Yeah, she is a great shooter. I never really. Yes, Rick, my claim to fame. Emily Duddy is my claim to fame that she borrowed money off of me once.
Yes, Snooker. She moved back here. She's actually from Eugene.
Oh.
Came back because her mother's been sick. So, you know.
Seems very nice.
Well,
You know.
You know, you guys are the reason why I watched that reality TV show.
Really?
If you
Oh, really?
remember. Yeah, you brought that up
yeah.
on the stream.
So you had to go and watch it?
Well, because you guys suggested that, if,
Yeah, I was wondering if they're going to have a second season. I probably could ask Emily.
well, they did, but it's a different title, so I don't think it was a good one. So they tried to shoot some, but I don't think it pushed through. So
I watched the first couple of episodes with you, but I never really got into it.
you guys made me watch the entire season.
I didn't make you do anything.
I watched it.
I only watched it.
I watched it because
I mean,
it's like
I
I knew the people in it.
Well,
Well-
I know that it's a reality series, and there's certain formulas to reality series, which is why I don't like reality series, because, you got to have that annoying person, which was Ross's girlfriend. and I just can't, it was too much. She was too much for me. I couldn't get past her.
There was a couple of times that I thought it was Leo.
That,
That Ross
was,
Leo.
yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, Leo. I know you're watching, Nito, but
Yeah, it was a interesting show. An
It was
interesting
very
premise.
cliche, I thought, but
But
at least there's
hey.
no twist, right? It's pretty straightforward.
Yeah, I thought they were actually gonna take him on the road, and go to different cities and stuff like that. But I don't know. I'll have to ask Emily.
All right, so Stan got another game, so he is actually on the hill now. He is up 6-2 over Jeff Ost. So nobody wants to answer my question about Fargo rate.
What about the question?
It's fine.
What's the question?
It's just people don't like change.
Not true.
People don't like change
Right.
as a general rule. Okay, and there's been a lot of studies on it and all that kind of stuff. And when you're taking management classes and you going for your MBA, which I'm halfway through, they talk a lot about getting people to change and to buy into a different system and how you have to go about doing that. And it's difficult because you'll get 2 or 3 people who are like, yeah, let's do it. Let's go ahead and go forward. And then you get to, half of them are like, wait a minute, I'm not so sure. And then you get, those people that are, no, we're not going to do this. This is horrible. This is, no matter what you tell them. So
I agree with that.
it's, it's a process. It's a whole process that you have to go through the change. And sometimes it's painful. Sometimes it's not. Sometimes it just feels painful.
There's no easy change, right? So people who would like to implement something new, especially this, Fargo rating system, which was not really intended for pool. If you can agree with me on that,
They used it for bowling.
it was
It's-
not intended.
Is
for
that where
pool.
it started?
It's where
No,
it started. It was
it's-
bowling.
Huh. Bowling.
Bowling,
Bowling.
not chess.
Well, maybe they used it for chess too,
It was chess first.
but I know they used it for
No
bowling.
idea.
Yeah. So it was for chess. That's why a couple of people are not so sold into using that, because there's a lot of skills involved in.
Have you played chess?
Yeah, I do. I play chess.
There's a lot of skills involved with that one too.
Yeah, moving the those.
No,
little
it's
things.
strategy skills. You got, yeah.
Strategy. I'm not discounting the strategy. There's a lot of strategies in pool too. I'm talking about the physicality of the skill involved in playing pool compared to chess.
So, yeah, chess, you're not getting up and walking around the table. However, you're working your brain and the mental part of it, which once you get down the shots and the thing in pool, 95% of this game is mental. if
You'd
that's
think I'd be better at it then, because I'm pretty mental.
Thank you, Annie.
yeah, well,
Sorry.
you know, your pool game reflects
I know.
yeah, you.
Snooker says they needed to add Earl Strickland for the annoying person.
Oh, yeah, that would have been.
That would have been funny.
I don't think they can afford Earl. That's why.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's funny. Well, I just, I've heard people complain about Fargo rate and yada yada, and I think, I think it's one of those things that, you're not going to be able to avoid it because everybody's going to start using it, and so you just have to figure out how to live with it. And
That's
you have to, the burden is on the individual players to make their Fargo rate correct.
and that's the thing.
And people, to Adrienne's point, that's going to take effort.
Mhm.
And
And
people
people-
don't want to put that kind of effort out.
Right, and that's what I'm saying. It's not so easy to use the system for, let's say, people who work 60 hours a week on a regular basis, right? There are people who work 60 hours a week.
Mm-hmm.
So
Right.
what does that have to do
Well,
with?
you do not have time to play on those tournaments that can catch up with Fargo rating as well as the other ones. You can only play this much of, let's say once or twice a
Well,
month.
I think in our area, and I'm including Oregon in our
Mhm.
area, I know that down at Sam's Billiards, I think Carissa Biggs was
Yeah.
behind this. They have what they've started doing Farguments,
Mhm.
where they pit people, against each other, and all that
Mhm.
information goes into their Fargo rates,
Yeah.
and they have weekly tournaments that are all Fargo rated, and I don't know
Mhm.
how much of that is done here
I
in the
know.
Pacific Northwest,
I
in
know.
Seattle,
Don't
in
think so.
Washington State. I don't know anybody that's putting
Well,
their tournaments
uh,
into
Paul-
Fargo rate.
Paul
Purdy
Purdy,
does.
yeah.
Paul Purdy does.
So,
Yeah.
and
Up Whidbey Island or
Yeah.
wherever it is he is.
yeah, but he
wherever he's at.
moved. After he moved, he hasn't run any tournament since. I think they do it at Players. It's
Oh,
at-
you think
up
the Players
north?
one
Yeah.
is done in Everett?
Yeah, they.
Oh, that
sub-
would be the reason why yours dived, huh?
Did you play
I
it?
played it once.
She's now at 235.
I am not. Am I?
So easy to confuse her.
I
don't
never
have
look
to
at my
work on it.
Fargo rates. I don't know.
Oh, Snooker, that's funny.
I just can't think of Fargo rate without thinking of the movie Fargo. I mean, that's my big hang up about it.
I have a question regarding Fargo. So, for how long using Fargo will be free? Or eventually members will be charged a certain amount,
What, us being charged to have our Fargo rate in there?
No, I mean in general, because right now we're using Fargo for free, correct?
Yeah.
So nothing out of our membership is taken to be paid to Fargo. That's what I'm trying to say.
Oh.
So eventually, when Fargo says, "Okay, you guys are pretty much everybody's using Fargo now, and it's being implemented," is it going to be free?
Was that planned? You planned that? I thought so.
Really? Really? A guy of your skill and you have to slop in a 9-ball? What the hell?
It's not like you're not on the heel.
All right, so Stan Tourangeau pulled something out of his ponytail and made the 9-ball.
I know. Even in replay, I can't believe it.
It's just, yeah, it's pretty funny.